You are sort of famous for your sauces and some of the secrecy that surrounds these sauces.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of secret sauces, basically.
You know, I am the master of sauces because I coming from a culture, it has such a different roots of preserving and also saving different things to make something, understanding also fermentation, also understand of salting things. So all that I learned when I grew up when I was a little boy, and I always remember how to make those things become from 1 to 2 step to 3 step. It could be the 4 step into one really basic things. And that is really I love that challenge, because if you can develop a taste as a chef, you can imagine, you know, adding a little citrus can change the character. It's like acting. You know, being an actor, it's almost like making a great sauce. What I mean by that is, how do you have the moment of changing something and people look at that completely different? So with sauces, I love European sauces, I love Asian sauces, I love Southeast Asian sauces, I like chutney, I like kimchi, I like preserving salted beans, tofu. So all these things, you know, I have a great memory of all these notes that I have in my mind. So I can actually put together and become something.
Okay, so, I mean, you didn't really tell us anything there. If I was making tteokbokki, if I was making...
I didn't tell you anything there? Why you say that?
I want some secrets. I want some...
Oh, you want secrets? Oh!
You're just like, hey, I do a lot of stuff to these sauces.
Yeah,
If I was making Korean rice cakes,
yeah.
What's a good sauce? What can
you know, a secret of a great sauce, or a combination of certain dishes, is how you defining crispiness, how you define it, the dish is soft and textural, and you have to divide it into those categories, or could be something is raw. So my secret is really looking at the product, the texture, and how the temperature play with it. So I would develop room temperature sauces, really hot sauces, or something is just in between, not so hot and not so cold. And so, and also of course richness is also count to it, creaminess, lightness, and also the deepness of the sauce, and also intensity of acidity, or actually I call it the harmony of sauces. So really the secret is understanding what is your product to go with, and texture and temperature with the product, in order to really find that sauce to really combine to make a great story of that dish.
What kind of sauce would you put on Korean rice cakes?
Okay, for example, Korean rice cake, because Korean rice cake, which one are you talking about? The really crispy
chewy,
one?
Yeah, I mean...
Which one? The cooked one?
Sticks.
Oh, the Korean, okay. Now, Korean rice cake, now there's so many ways to, sometimes they boil it, they put it into a soup, so the texture is almost like gluten rice pate. And then you have someone would pan fry it, and then you get that aroma of wok, searing smokiness, and then you have the one you deep fry it. Something is very crispy outside, and something very hot and a little bit chewy, and sort of like that al dente taste. But something like that, if it's al dente, I definitely make a sauce a little bit richer. For example, I will use a great sesame, Asian style sesame sauce with a little bit of white sesame paste, white soy sauce, and also some mirin. You blend it in, almost like emulsion. So when they dip to it, you can taste the texture of soft and crispiness. Now, if I'm making something boiled, for example, something very soft, maybe I will use a very light juice of a consomme, of a European style, and turn it into a soup. and maybe something that I would drip some very great essence of a herb oil on top of the broth. So not just like sauces, also infused oil is part of the play of the flavor of a sauce.